Viewers and dear students, Assalamu alaikum. We will be talking about electrocardiogram and ECG or EKG. Our main focus is on undergraduate students, rather students who are just beginner for ECG. You know, electrocardiography stands for measuring the electrical activities of heart. Heart is a muscular organ that pumps blood into the vessels under an action potential that is generated in the heart. Action potential is generated in the heart. You are quite familiar with that heart muscles are specialized muscles, and there is pacemaker called SA nodes, and it is the SA node that carries automaticity phenomena, and then conductivity is there as well as the rhythmicity is there. So these are the three key characteristics of the heart muscles. Now, since there are automatic and spontaneous generation of electrical activity, so the auricle depolarizes first, and once the auricle depolarizes, so it contracts, and once it contracts, so it pumps the blood into the respective blood vessels and the cavities, you see, like ventricles. And once blood here, so the P wave is represented by auricle depolarization wave, and the QRS complex is the ventricular depolarization wave, and the T wave is the repolarization wave of ventricle. The question is that where the auricle repolarization waves go. So the auricle repolarization waves comes in between the QRS complex, and it is not recorded by the machine. Regarding recording, you see, if this is the human body and heart is here, so you put an electrode here and the other negative electrode here, and the earth is here. So thus these first two constitute the circuit. So it's a single lead ECG, and the earth, that electrode helps in reducing the noise during the recording. So once it is recorded, so we have to interpret it. Regarding interpretation, you see, just we have divided this one big small square into 5 small squares on the x-axis. On the x-axis we have plotted the time, and on the y-axis we have plotted the current that is comes to surface. And you know, current is equal to V is equal to IR, or I is equal to V over R. This is Ohm laws. So what happens on the y-axis, you see, the small square is equal to 0.1 millivolt. Thus the amplitude of the R wave is very important. In case of certain abnormality like cardiomegaly, when the ventricle muscle fibers that is very thickened and the size is increased, you see, so on generating an action potential here, it generates a very high R wave spikes, and a high R wave spike will now suggest possibly the cardiomegaly, which is confirmed through the chest radiograph and other echocardiography techniques. Now, there are certain time interval, that is from the start of the P wave till the end of Q, or this R wave, you see, is called PR interval. Like here I wrote from the start of the P wave till the end of Q wave or R wave. This is PR interval, this is PR interval, or PQ interval. And then the QT segment, you see, the QT interval. And this QT interval, how it is determined, so draw a parallel line due to the slope of this T wave, and where it is going to intercept the isoelectric line or the isoelectric point, you see, and then just draw a perpendicular here. So this is, you see, this is the QT interval from this point till this point. This is called QT interval. Now certain drug prolongs this QT interval, and certain drug prolong this PR interval, you see, like beta blocker prolong the PR intervals. So therefore PR interval is very important in interpreting certain drug toxicological manifestation. QT interval is prolonged by the macrolides and quinolones, you see, and the T wave inversion is like this is specific for digoxin poisoning, and sometimes the absence of P waves and there is this increase in the spike of R wave, as I already discussed, maybe reflecting the possible cardiomyopathy. These are certain reference values, and particularly if you go into the details, so you see QT is usually expressed by QTC, that is corrected QT interval by usually Budget formula or Birmingham formula. That's other scientists have used, and it is regarding Budget formula. This formula is used, and this value should be is equal to or less than 0.44 seconds. So, so interpretation, recording, and of electrocardiogram is very important, and this helps in determining certain heart abnormalities as well as drug toxicological manifestation. That's it. Thank you.